because I'm having issues posting other videos on the Boston history of racism in Boston, I'll just leave the links that give you a lot of information on the history of Boston. Um, this is in response to the picture Curt Schilling saying Adam Jones made it up. Boston has a very rich, I guess you could say, social political history in dealing with racism. Some have gone on to say that Boston is one of the most racist city, if not the most racist city. We'll talk about that later in the video, but I really wish I could show the videos, but I'll put the link in the description. The videos, basically, there's one video on the busing crisis and the desegregation and different things that goes on. And that's kind of the main thing from 1974 to 75. White people did not want their schools integrated with black people. And you have black people today that are saying, well, when we integrated with white people, it was our downfall and this and that, and we never should have went to their schools and this and that. Well, when you watch one of the videos, they were lacking in resources. Their schools are not the same. Even today, if you look at public schools and private schools and suburban schools, the resources are different. Suburban schools get more tax money, more, the alumni makes more money, they give back to the schools more, so that takes care of that. So just definitely, I would highly recommend watch and check out these videos. There was a book called 10 Little Niggers that a teacher was looking through, and these were the books that they could read to the children. So it's a very, very interesting time period and situation, I think, for the city of Boston. And one of the videos to deal with specifically South Boston, one of the videos that deals with the school board committee, and the parents are going to talk to the Mrs. Hicks, some white woman is in charge of the school committee, and they're telling her that we don't have these resources where our children aren't learning fast enough. And she says, well, a racially unbalanced school, basically she's saying it's okay. And maybe it is, but it's not okay to not have equal opportunity. If you don't want the black people with the white people, at least give, black students the equal opportunity to learn the same amount of things. So, is Boston racist? I think you should watch these videos and it'll be clearly evident, because this is not long ago. This is just a little under 40 years ago. So that's not that old at all. So check it out. We'll get to the next part of the video. There's a famous picture that you can see here of a 29-year-old black lawyer being held against his will while someone else holds the American flag here and is poking him with it. And it's really an iconic, symbolic figure. The symbolism of the picture, the white guy using the American flag, using a symbol of liberty and justice for all to attack a black man. So that doesn't even need to be, that's pretty much self-explanatory. Also, Boston was the last team to integrate a player of color into their team, baseball team. And this was in 1957. But they actually had a chance to get Jackie Robinson in 1945. They had a chance to actually become the first team to have a black player. In 1945, Jackie Robinson tried out for the Red Sox, and they passed on the future Hall of Famer. So then there was a recently, before this Adam Jones stuff happened, I think on April 27th, Saturday Night Live star Michael Shea, he goes on record saying Boston is the most racist city. So there's another quote on that. Then in 2012, the Washington Capitals player Joel Ward a black man scored a game-winning goal in overtime to take Washington Capitals over the Boston Bruins in the 7th game of the first round of the Stanley Cup Finals. And he received a lot of racial slurs and a lot of stuff on social media and different things that you can see. You can see, call him all kind of racial slurs and different names and different things like that. So I don't understand why people like Curt Schilling are saying he's making that up. There's a clear history of racism, discrimination, police brutality, all of the above. And, we usually cover sports in Cleveland, but there needs to be more attention put on racism in sports, I believe. We just did the Indians opening protest. If you haven't watched that video, I would check it out. We have several videos on it, but you can clearly see that people are going out their way to basically make Indian noises, Indian chants, and defending the use of the Chief Wahoo logo and holding up American blankets behind people that are protesting, and they're smiling, holding up blankets and different things just to antagonize. I mean, if they're there for a baseball game, go to the baseball game. The people that are protesting, they're not really saying, we don't want you to play baseball, we just want the logo changed and the name changed. So, people don't really take time out to really see what's going on. They're just promoting their whatever they feel. And I feel like we've always been used as entertainment for white people. And we can't really confuse entertaining white people and think that they won't be racist. That's the first mistake. Of course, you can't really get rid of that. And then the next thing is how do you it's like there's some strange way that they hide behind sports, and when things don't go their way, it's the racism comes out. I mean, it's very strange. It's not strange, but it is strange. It's like 1 minute you're happy, you're at a game, and then the next minute you're racist. There's always this battle between sports and athletes and racism, and for some reason in entertainment there's a funny relationship where we don't want to acknowledge reality, because entertainment is supposed to be our distraction from reality. For most people, that's what it is. It's a distraction from reality. So when the racism comes out, it's like, oh no, we just want to be entertained. We don't want to discuss this. But the people that don't acknowledge it really aren't the ones being victims or oppressed from racism. These white people at these games, they're not subject to racism where it can affect their lives on a daily basis. Curt Schilling, he hasn't been affected by racism as far as I know. So it's just Boston is definitely a racist city. It has a racist history. And I mean, that's not even really up for debate. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You can see these videos and different things. So that's it for this video, and stay tuned.